Hey, welcome everybody. How y'all doing out there? It's Ukraine Update here on the Shills, and sadly, Alex won't be able to join us today. Crazy story. This Jewish dragonfly flew along and just ate him, but it spit him back up because that Brit ain't kosher. So it's all good. He's fine. As per usual, though, we get this started only one way around here. We turn it over to Operator Starsky to get the headlines.
Another one hit a building of the security service of Ukraine. Both were empty. The residential area, the project that was hit was not used yet. And the building of the security service of Ukraine also luckily was empty. Basically like majority of our units as of today. So there were not too many casualties, luckily. And also several successful, let's say, tactical operations were made in Bakhmut. I think that soon we will learn more about them. In the meantime, Russian propagandists keep dying in Donbass. Several Russian propagandists who spread information about glorious Russian army fighting in the outskirts of Lviv will only be able to see Lviv in their afterlife now because they died, including one of the famous Russian bloggers called Carlson. And we also have information that yesterday Russian missile crashed into a college in Sumy. 4 floors of the building were destroyed due to the strike. And we also have quite a list of updates that happened this week. First of all, Staromayorsk, South Ukraine, were liberated by the Ukrainian defenders. General Budanov chief of the military intelligence of Ukraine, also stated that soon Ukrainian troops will be able to infiltrate Crimea and return it back to the Ukrainian control. He didn't say the dates, for obvious reasons. And recently, there was a meeting of leaders of the African countries with Vladimir Putin, also known as Huilo. Huilo is a Ukrainian word for dickhead, also Vladimir Putin. And to everybody's surprise, chief of the South African Republic, Cyril Ramaphosa, called Russian dictator to return to this grain agreement. He said they need no donations from Russia. Speaking of the African countries, they need things to be done according to the law. Also, Russian dictator Huilo, as you know, it's Vladimir Putin, said that neutral status of Ukraine is crucial for Russia. And he also said that Russia never invaded, that Russia is only defending itself on the territory of Ukraine from Ukraine. And he stated that Russia was always searching for the peaceful solution. So basically, this confirms this fact that when Russians, like how to recognize that Russians are lying, it's when their lips are moving. Yeah, here I received confirmation that in Dnipro there were no dead. After that strike, no people died, luckily. And several drones hit Moscow. Not sure where they came from because they never talk, but never spoke. But apparently they hit Moscow. One of the drones crashed in the area where the Russian Ministry of Digital Policy, Digital Politics is located. Citizens of Moscow were very, very happy they missed those fireworks a lot. Hopefully they will see more of that. And like I literally give zero fucks about drones striking Russians, because Russians are so, like, we had too much of them. Like, everybody's fed up with fucking Russians, so we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk said that he will not be, not he said, but it's a fact. He will not enable Starlinks for the armed forces of Ukraine in the area of Crimea. So the armed forces of Ukraine will not be able to use Starlinks in Crimea to control our flying and floating devices, because Elon Musk is an asshole. And basically that's it, I believe. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yeah,
go on.
Oh, well, the thing with the, a drone takes out a couple of windows in an office building or something. I mean, had the building collapsed and a whole bunch of high up officials had been in it and they were all dead and screaming and dying and burning and stuff, that'd have been something to celebrate. But, a hole in the wall, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But it is great for everybody to see that kind of headline, because it just puts a smile on your face, for all of us keeping up with the news and everything. That's what it did for me. I was like, oh, cool. It doesn't help, but, it's cool.
There's an interesting aside on this drone strike in Moscow, is that apparently the Moscow police arrested a couple of FSB agents who were walking around with drones, and they didn't know what was going on, and after the drone strikes. So it leaves open the question as to whether or not this was something that the FSB did as opposed to a Ukrainian or a anti-Putin nationalist in the Russian circles. So, you don't have any clear sense of what's really transpiring in Moscow at any given time.
There's articles actually saying it could be just Moscow spinning it. It's something they did themselves just in preparation to make things look terrible. Yeah, that's been reported everywhere that way. What really bothers me is Elon, not going to do the link again. I mean, it was there before. Just seems a bit petty and just.
He wasted $40 billion on Twitter. What's a couple extra? Fuck's sakes! Come on.
Exactly. But yeah, he's frustrating. Is all here.
Yeah. Also, if you're using Twitter on your mobile apps, on your mobile phone, I think you already noticed that they changed the logo for Twitter. I think that Elon follows the agenda of his masters, who also use letters of the alphabet like Z, V, whatever. So I think that he decided to change his logo to X.
I think you're onto something there, because there's a whole big thing about him actually organizing this organization. He's saying he's bringing it together with X Corp, which was his company before PayPal, but actually bringing together a network like WeChat, like they have in China. I just did a little bit of looking into that last night. That could be really where it's heading, and it seems to be the focus in everything that he's putting out there. I think he's spot on with that. He shows his alliances with everything he does. He's totally got an agenda. But I've been, they call me an Elon basher because I've been saying that for quite some time. It's all personal and definitely on his agenda. Not really.
Yeah. And by the way, I have two big updates. First of all, we saw Bogdan, my buddy, in Chernihiv today. He's doing well, and he's big, he's massive, which makes me envious because he was very, very skinny, like twice as skinny as myself, after being liberated from the prison, from the Russian captivity. Now he's like Sylvester Stallone or something. And another update is Janine, our mercenary moderator, is here in Ukraine.
That's awesome.
She arrived today, and she said that she will go straight to her destination at the front lines as soon as possible.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Here, I got the one picture there, Starsky. I finally made it go up. I've got what my browser I usually use for capturing this kind of crap and whatnot is crashing on me in the background, causing havoc right now. I'm sure there was a software update that I didn't want that is really being helpful, but I was able to get one picture up. We're just going to call that good enough.
It's always bad timing. It's always bad timing, right? But so Starsky, do you want some serious questions or you want a lighter one first? How do you want to warm up?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to say that the chat started with they want a fluffy update. Like they don't want to go forward with anything else until we get a fluffy and a fudge update. I'm sorry.
Fluffy update. Okay, so I decided to actually find Fluffy a family because regardless of how much I love Fluffy, but I never planned to have a cat, and I decided to find some good family, and again because Yeah, she requires like
She's young. She needs a lot of attention. You're not
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
I can understand that. She's a kitten. Yes, I can see that.
yeah.
Don't
The
feel
only
bad.
person
You did the right thing.
the only person who can teach Fluffy most of the time is Fudge, and Fudge will not teach her good things, you know. Uh,
Not good
yeah.
cat things, anyway.
Yeah. Also, like Fluffy is a kid. Again, I didn't plan to have kids.
That's right.
And also, I didn't plan to have kids with fucking claws that can kill living beings. Yeah, and I'm suffering because she jumps at me when I sleep. She jumps at me when I sit somewhere, when I want to stay alone for a while. I cannot do that, unfortunately. I always have a cat over here holding with all her claws, and and I'm suffering, guys. So I decided to make other people suffer. I mean, make her more happier and find her some humans that will be stupid enough to. I mean, that will
Nice
be
enough.
generous enough to
Yeah.
take her.
Yeah. Well, that's good though, because then she'll have more attention, and you'll have less scarring. It's a win-win, right?
Yeah, because I'm tired of applying tourniquets every freaking time she wants to climb up my legs and stuff. Because she's cute, but her claws are too freaking sharp.
Okay.
Trust me.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a nice comment here from Sweet70433, who said that your interview with Anna was wonderful to watch and they thoroughly enjoyed it. There's also a question about you planning from AF Kaplan on whether or not you plan to do chat only streams in the future, because they were in one that you did earlier in the week and it was a very positive experience.
Guys, I really, really do miss those streams, and I'm sure that I will do some of them, maybe even this week. But unfortunately, because I have now even less time, even during my vacation, I didn't have enough time to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I can always help produce over here, so you can just simply show up and do it. You know, make it easier on you if you ever want.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So maybe this week, and actually, I think that I have to do one this week for the reasons you will learn a bit later.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have to restart this beautiful tradition, because again, guys, I miss talking to you so much, and those streams that we had, they were fantastic. Every single time we had the opportunity to discuss some cringy shit produced by Russian propagandists and stuff, which is amazing.
Oh, okay.
There's a chance that something got lost in translation there, because on the Shills the other day, we did a live chat only stream because my power was out. So Dunk ran one from his place, and it was just some lo-fi music he had permission to use from somewhere else, and a bunch of the viewers in the live chat chatting to each other. And I get the impression that maybe that's what was actually asked there. But either way, we have decided we'll be doing those a couple times a week because people had a blast just hanging out. So it's definitely happening, if that's what you meant as well.
Okay. Oh, there's an interesting one here for you, Starsky. Which of Prigozhin's wigs is your favorite look?
The one that was blown away with an explosion in Bakhmut.
I kind of thought that was gonna be it. I love that answer. I love that. I love that smile too. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I forgot to mute. I'm probably clicky keyboarding and all over you guys. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a couple of shout outs I can do here. Aussie T had gifted out 5 Shill memberships. Once again, Aussie T, thank you so much. There's Shill Master memberships as well. I don't even remember what the levels are. We're about to redo them because it makes no sense to anyone and comes together to mean bullshit. But we really appreciate y'all doing it. And they went to Petra Olson, Amoski, Amarthsky, Elizabeth, Radelholm, Pete Gallardo or Gallardo, I'm not sure how you'd pronounce that, depending like car style, and to Tucka. So welcome to the family, everybody. And yeah, thanks again, Aussie T. And then Silver Earth donated a $100 super chat. Holy God, I got a button for that. For whatever Captain Starsky unit needs most, and that's exactly how it works. Hope you enjoyed your vacation, Starsky. Much love from Texas, and belly rubs for Futch. Slava Ukraini. What a great show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Awesome. That was a great show. Thank you there, Silver.
Also, small announcement. So the Come Back Alive Foundation, probably one of the most famous foundations that we have, charity foundations that help Ukrainian defenders. They created a separate account for my brigade as well. So probably in the future we will be using them, but maybe on another channel or something like that.
Yeah,
because Watra is still doing great job with their help.
Yeah, if anything ever changes from your perspective, Starsky or whatever, you just let me know and I'll just, do whatever, I'll send where you say, right? That's your call.
Yeah. So how it happens in Ukraine is basically when our unit requires some things, we request those things from charity organizations. And usually it's like that. Our battalions, our companies, our tank battalion, our artillery units, they all send all of their requests to the same, let's say, coordination center. And then coordination center produces this huge letter with all the listed things, with all the equipment that we're required to have. And then this letter is being sent to the charity organization. And then they, after receiving this letter, they buy all those things and then they deliver them to the brigade. And this is how it works. Why it's important to know is because there's plenty of scammers out there. Scammers using pictures of real soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine or the National Guard or whatever. And they scam people. They literally text you and ask you whether you could send your money to their unit for like drones and weapons and things. 99% of time, I would say almost 100% of time, they're scammers because all the aid that comes to our brigades, our units in Ukraine, all this is being done in a centralized manner. Like all the requests are sent to, like from the whole brigade. They're collected from the whole brigade. They're being sent to the charity foundation, and then charity foundation buys all those things and sends them to the brigades.
Sure. There must be a lot of logistics involved in the background to ensure that things are proper, where needed, and so on and so forth. I'm sure Commander McMillan could, give the rest of the show explaining it to us.
No, you don't want to go there unless you're severely sleep deprived.
Yeah. Think of it as a stock market report for somebody who works on a farm, right?
Yeah.
I missed a super chat, did I? I was just letting a couple get in there, Liam, because I had another one to do as well. But yeah, Commander Prankster, great username, became a show member. So thank you very much there, and welcome to the family, my friend. And we also had Lynn Stefanizin tossed a $30 direct donation in, and it just says drones. So yeah, you know where that's going. Awesome. Thank you very much. Into the Boom Boom Fund it goes. And if I look over here, Commander 401 from the Shills, early in the show, I guess I missed this because YouTube's only just put it in now. There was a $10 super chat. Elon grew up in apartheid South Africa, and Putin is a Nazi. Put the two together, and Elon is a giant asshole. So, you know,
There you go.
harsh words, but hey, you know, sorry
It's a
if that
cruel
dart
thing to
hit you
say
right in
about
the
assholes.
fucking nose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of discriminatory against assholes, like in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I've met some all right assholes in my day, so you know,
Yeah.
but I love it, And then Superfly Vibrations had thrown 555 in with a super chat as well, and it was a lovely one. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Oh,
So
nice.
now I think I'm actually caught up. Nope, Commander Prankster just shook in with another $10 super chat there. Glad to be here. Commander, we're so happy you are. This is
There you go.
this is great. I'm having a blast doing this, but I'm all done now, so somebody else can do a thing.
How about a question,
Yes,
Starsky?
please.
I'll do a little more informational one for you. From It Wasn't Me. They asked for Operator Starsky, any news about the Culinary Bridge? I think it's Culinary. And thank you so much for keeping us informed.
Carriage bridge, maybe?
It says CHONHAR. It could be Chon.
Crimea.
CH, like Cho or Con, Na, or the.
Chongar.
Yeah.
Chongar
Chongar.
Bridge. Yeah, it was hit. Chongar is my God, like a place where it connects to the rest of Ukraine, and hitting it was, I would say, very important because it basically disables Russian logistics in that area.
Okay.
So they are unable to deliver their supplies to the rest of the troops in the area of Kherson and around Mariupol. So yeah, we have
That's a
some
good
good
thing
news
then.
here as well.
Yeah. Okay. In another one, it's serious, but it's not. Starsky, is it true that the EU has asked the ICC to issue an arrest warrant for Uncle Luca Potato Head?
Yeah, it's true. Last week, European Parliament asked International Crime Court to issue a warrant to arrest Lukashenko because Lukashenko is a supporter of the Russian terrorism. As we all know, he let Russians use his territory to strike Ukraine, to train terrorists. Basically, Luka is like Gaddafi point two, you know. And hopefully it will be possible because I believe that Lukashenko's place is behind bars, and he has to be responsible for all the shit he did to Ukrainian people as well as his people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
I've got a cool super chat shout here I can do. So the Snark came in with a super chat of euros totaling 666. Thanks, Snark. Hey, tag me in the chat if you want to throw a message on that for a shout out. Thank you, Snark. Awesome to see you again too. I had to do that.
Also, I forgot to mention that UNESCO condemned Russian strike on the monastery in Odessa. They didn't post anything related to it during the day when the strike happened. Obviously, they were following their usual content plan, like we all do. And in the end of the day, they published a post condemning the Russian strike on the monastery. As we know, Russians admitted that they were deliberately targeting this monastery because, according to Russians, the Ukrainian naval strike drones were built there. And of course, in the Russian church. So they condemned this strike and they sent their experts to assess the damage and to document this as a crime.
Well, that's good though, because that was horrible. That was horrible. I also read that recently there's been a lot more identification of the prisoners from the prisoner attack a year ago when they blew up their own prison with a lot of one regiment that was there from the Ukraine, in that they're going to actually be more investigation on that being an actual war crime, that war crimes can be done about a lot of that there. It looks like they did it themselves. They're gathering independent investigations from other countries even are showing that they, from previous drone footage and all, that they may have set the whole thing up, which was horrible. I was happy to see that they were addressing it as an atrocity that way. It's definitely against the way you should be treating prisoners or anything. Just awful what happened there.
Yeah, basically, if people don't know about it, so Russians blew up a prison full of Ukrainian POWs, and they blamed Ukraine for this act of mass murder because they said that Ukraine fired a HIMARS missile, specifically targeting our own troops, like we always do, you know, and. Later, their investigation confirmed that no HIMARS missile could do that. Also, the Ukrainian investigators have information that Russians used their thermobaric grenade launchers called Shmel. Russians call it, according to the Russian classification, it's a flamethrower. It's like a grenade launcher using thermobaric charge. So it does tremendous damage, especially when fired at structures, buildings. One of the Russian separatist leaders, Givi, was eliminated using such grenade launcher. Basically, he was hiding in his office, and then this grenade launcher was fired at his window, and everybody inside died because thermobaric charge is no joke. And Russians did the same to the POWs that were kept in Olenivka prison. Again, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and our authorities called the International Red Cross to come to Olenivka and investigate. Of course, Red Cross gave zero fucks about it, and they never showed up because the only thing the International Red Cross does in Ukraine is basically they have, like, you know, their corporate parties in their office in Kiev. They use those incredibly expensive cars bought for donations to buy pizza and shit like that, and other things. So that's the story.
Jeez. I'm going to catch up on a couple of shout outs here quick. Arrow had thrown €5 into the chat, and it's Tervezia and Ilta. And if I go over to another tab, I do believe that says greetings from Ant. And then there was a super chat from the same user here. Let me go down. Arrow for $10 again. And it was Auntie sent greetings from Finland. So I think they kind of come together to make one really good shout out. So I do believe that's how that kind of comes together properly. Trying to say that has literally broken my tongue. So I'm kind of trying to, keep it from falling out of my mouth here. We'll see how well I do. A couple more shout outs here then. Yvonne Way sent in, I think that's the Swedish one, $5. And it was this lovely little puppy or fox doing like a respectful bow. So thank you very much for that. It's a really cute one too. Scroll back and you can find it. The official Ken sent a member message in. Aloha from Maui, Starsky. So that's very cool. Very cool. Hanging out in the island, loving life there, I bet. Yahweh became a channel member. Shills Apprentice. Welcome to the family there, Yahweh. I think for like the second time, because I think you were gifted one before as well. And that, I think, has pretty much caught me up. I'm good.
Yeah. That leads into a good leeway because Yahweh put an interesting question in the chat in regards to that no one is ever discussing the Arabat spit, that arrow spit on the Black Sea. Do you think the Russians, Starsky, have built a quality road there yet? There seems some concern because that is a good gateway into getting more supplies back in for them. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Which road specifically?
He's talking about the arrow spit, the Arabat spit,
yeah,
area of the Black Sea, I believe.
Yeah, this area gets flooded a lot, actually, season over season. For example, I believe this spring it almost completely gone, and or was it because of the dam? I think it was earlier. It was because of the spring. So I don't think it's a really good idea to do that. Also, this area is being, let's say, we have ongoing operations there. So I don't think that they will be able to build a road there.
Yeah, we hear that the Yahweh is saying that the Russians have banned civilian access to that area. Also, they must be like trying to build something or do something there for sure.
Yeah, well, no, in Russians, I believe that they can try, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that update on that.
Yeah, the spit is, as you said, subject to flooding. It doesn't really have a road on it. It has a gravel track which gets washed out regularly.
Yeah,
it's very narrow. In World War II, the Germans did try to use that as an avenue to attack into Crimea and did not do well because their troops got bogged down. Plus, it's so narrow that if you're trying to move along it, you're basically setting yourself up as a target. There's no cover. You're just on this tiny little spit.
We have quite a few people in the chat that are also a fan of Captain Sharksky as well as Operator Starsky. And before this show is over, we've got a very special surprise for you. You're going to love this. But we had a shout out there from Cats member message. Starsky, you are so awesome. That's a really good way to put it, Cats. Good one. Good one. And then Aussie T came in big, gifting out another 5 shill memberships. That's got to be about 40,000 at this point. So thank you so much, Aussie T. And they went to Amandio Silva, Patrick Ryan, L1 Nux Guy. Oh, okay. Lauren and Tony Wilson. Welcome to the family, everybody. And Aussie T, thank you once again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Should we here, let me do the little surprise for everybody now and just get ourselves done here. So everybody loves themselves a little bit of Shark Week with Operator Starsky here. So we thought we'd take it to the 9th, 10th, 11th degree and go full on Spinal Tap with this. Check it out. And there is the real Operator Starsky. Would you say hello, buddy?
Oh my god.
It's all triggered to your mouth and everything, so it totally follows what you say.
Jesus Christ, this is so cool.
Like, oh wow.
Now all we need is some freaking lasers, and this guy could take out the whole fleet, man. There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love how I like how it works. He be like, what do we have on breakfast today?
Oh my God, just talking with you. Oh boy.
But today's only like going to be like a 70-minute show tops. So we don't have time to really play with this because we want to get the viewers in and everything. So I'll just tease you with that stinger on the way out here and we'll get back to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh gosh.
You gotta thank Commander 401 and Dunk from the Shills, because between the two of them, they somehow came up with that, and all I had to do was put it into OBS. It was easy. I don't get credit for that.
I love you guys. You are amazing.
So,
I'll send you the shit so you can do it if you ever want to have a gag and have some fun, right?
Yeah,
it is
yeah, thanks.
absolutely creepy, but really cool at the same time. Like, I don't know if I want you talking as a shark. I'm not going to get that out of my mind for a while. But, there's an interesting an update here. Well, from Fenderson UFO and from several others in the chat, actually, that I saw. They would like to know that since you had a little time off, if you've had some fun. Did you manage to have some fun, Starsky?
I was eating a lot because I was hanging out with Andrew Mercado and Alex, as well as their guests, because every morning they had stream Good Morning Kiev, and it was a pleasure to meet people like John Sweeney, for example, legendary John Sweeney, who almost puked on Putin. It was an amazing story. If you didn't see it, just check out that stream. It's awesome.
I have to see that.
Yeah. Also, I met some good friends, rather people who became my good friends, like Rick the Ukrainian. We had no chance to meet with Rick previously, but he's a great guy. Also, Philip Itner. He's one of the probably most professional journalists that I know, and he stays in Ukraine since the Revolution of Dignity, because he promised. And other people, they were amazing. So I had fun. It wasn't like the vacation that I expected, actually, because I expected to just lie down, sleep, eat, and repeat, and play Microsoft Flight Simulator. However, I had a chance because there's this very, very nice add-on that was released just several weeks ago, the glorious Piper Comanche, which is amazing. A2A simulations, they're doing some fantastic job. This stuff, like, it's alive. Yeah.
Cool.
So I had opportunity to check that one, even fly it without crashing almost. But that's it. Basically, I was meeting people. It was really fun. Many birthdays in July. Like majority of my friends turned out to be cancers like me. I was really happy. Yeah. Again, I didn't drink though, but I can't say I don't enjoy it, because after the victory, we agreed with Rick the Ukrainian that as soon as Russia is defeated, we will drink for like 3 days, maybe more.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Just get wasted for a week. Fuck it.
I'm wondering if this question from Miss T has anything to do with the those morning streams. She said, Operator Starsky, the sausage bender should have a selfie with a mankini. And I'm not sure. Does that have anything to do with that stream in the morning over at Mercado's? I mean, for the breakfast?
Yeah, we did unboxing of Russian ration.
That's what I thought. It did bacon in particular was pretty disgusting, actually.
Yeah, yeah. My mom felt sick while watching it, actually. And then we compared it to the Ukrainian ration, which I cannot say that Ukrainian military ration is like perfect. Well, you cannot compare it to French military ration. Of course, those are the best. Trust me. French military rations are, yeah, Commander knows what I'm- Italian, yes, Italian and French. Those are amazing. But they're very good. And actually, I was hungry because I didn't have breakfast that day, and even shitty Russian MRE wasn't able to spoil my appetite though. And I had several packs of porridge. It was really, really good because there's like those pieces of meat in the porridge, and it tastes fantastic. Ukrainian military ration, you can eat it warm or cold, doesn't matter. It always tastes well.
Yeah, it was stunning, the difference just in the packaging and also just the difference in what it looked like too. It looked much more appetizing than the other rations. The Russians one, I mean, that stuff looked like I
wouldn't
don't
feed
know.
that to my neighbor's dog who always pisses on my fucking lawn.
I had to give them great credit. Like there was nobody puked on Scream. I have to give all of these gentlemen, like, they get awards. Not one of them,
Yeah.
even turned like green. They did turn away. Some of them had to hide their nose and like turn away for a minute or whatever. Well, they were brave. They were absolutely brave.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was entertaining. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was long suffering for most of you.
I'm curious, Starsky, have you ever tried U.S. Army MREs?
Yeah, of course, several times.
What do you think of those?
So, do you want an honest answer?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I do.
Always.
And then I'll give you my honest
Yeah.
answer.
Toilet paper and all. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So they're not bad, and I enjoyed, but processed meat is evil. You have to do something about it, because processed meat, it doesn't taste like it doesn't taste at all. It is the same like when I worked in the US for several months in 2008. I had the same. I faced the same problem basically. Like great bacon, nice hot dogs and sausages in general, but everything related to like steaks, meatballs, and stuff. In Ukraine, it just tastes good. In the US, I don't know, like maybe it's like just cultural, maybe like difference in preparing them, but as a Ukrainian, I could not eat them. And same with MRE. I had a menu with like steak. I specifically took this one because I thought that.
How can you fuck up a steak, right?
Yeah. I thought
you'd
like,
be surprised, Dick.
Yeah. Then but I absolutely love those like biscuits with. Just with peanut butter. It's amazing. That's the reason why I started eating peanut butter. In Ukraine, we don't have this culture of consuming peanut butter for some reason. However, it's very good because it contains lots of protein. If you're working out, you have to eat it. It's tasty and it's very, very nutritious. So that's why I basically started eating peanut butter. Also, Skittles. For us, it was very, very strange to see them. We're not used to such things. And chewing gum with laxatives is also it's very interesting thing. Yeah.
Odd.
Not just for the flavor, but when you need it, right? I mean,
Like,
MREs, when eaten for an extended period, do have the tendency to clog you up.
You need a pipe fluid maker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, one thing that absolutely all Ukrainian soldiers loved in the American MREs is that plastic glass that you use, like the plastic bag that you use as a glass to prepare your drink, that beverage. Everybody has one because this is the perfect bag to store your ID and documents because it's waterproof and shit. So we loved it, and the spoons in American MREs are the best spoons in the world, and we all use them as well.
You could drive a tank over those and they'd still survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe they're secretly also designed to help solve arguments around the poker table.
You know, in regards to arguments around the poker table, there's several questions in here in regards to whether or not Starsky walks around with the knife that they saw in one of the live streams, Mikado's and everything. There's quite a lot of interest in your pocket knife, actually, Starsky. Do you wear it all the time?
Yeah, sure. Just a second.
Yep, there he's going to show it again.
Cool.
Okay,
Awesome. Here, I'm going to get a couple of shout outs in quick.
That's not a knife.
He's already.
This is a
No,
knife.
he's not back. Okay. I've got a couple of shout outs I can get in quick here while he's gone. We have Ozzy. Oh, wait a minute now. Did I do that already? Cats gifted a Shills membership to Souza. So thank you, Cats, and welcome, Souza. Level 70 donated $14 through the super chat. Sorry I have missed this. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm going to wait for Starsky on that one. Silver Earth threw in a member message, 5 months in a row member as well. We need new Starsky skits. You're hilarious. I agree. Actually, you know how we always end up talking about food on this? We've got a whole stinger intro for cooking with Starsky or whatever coming up as well. It won't be long until we have too many of these fucking segments, and we'll have to pick which one we do per show. But we're definitely not letting up on the humor. And then Nelly Cat donated 1,000, and it's the foreigns. Is it? Damn it, where are they from again? Hungarian foreigns. Yeah, forint is like my new cool word. I think it's just amazing. And there was no message. So Nelly Cat, if you want to tag me with something to shout out, I'd be more than happy to. And Commander 401 from the Shills donated a $10 super chat as well. I made a 2-minute video of Operator Starsky talking about the Russian tourist that he ate, and it's going to be released soon. And he's talking about the shark animation, right? Because I think it started with Commander 401 doing like one of his supreme renders, and then Dunk turned it into a loop that we could use for the animated talking shark. I'm not 100% sure on that, no. Actually, I'm probably wrong just because I bothered to fucking bring it up. And I think that catches me up. No, wait a minute. Nelly Cats actually had a little animated fox doggy thing going like this, he, and doing a big giggle. That's what it was. So yeah, there we go.
I'm enjoying them sending stickers because you actually try to animate it yourself on screen. This is amusing, isn't it?
I keep telling myself to stop doing that, but every time I read it, I just can't help but do the little thing. You know?
Just like, okay. And Starsky, in regards to the peanut butter, I wanted to also say this, but Michaels is actually telling us about, you gotta try 40 Thieves Everything Butter. It's a peanut butter that has like other seeds and mixings in it. And I was going to mention it also because Fix and Fog, which is another brand, does it. And it has like hemp, which is high in protein and things like that, and pumpkin seed, pepitas, things like that, that actually bump up the protein. And it actually equals the level of fat. So it's more balanced because, peanut butter can be a good fat for you for energy. But I was going to mention it too, that they have it, but it's a bit crunchy, but they have it for you. I thought of you because they have one that has dried pieces of fruit in it, like strawberry and raspberries and chocolate. It's chocolate peanut butter with seeds and fruit, and it's like the nirvana of peanut butters. But anyway, I digress. There is a question though for both you and Commander, okay, in regards to will Wagner cause provocations at the Suwalki Gap between Poland and Lithuania? That part for Commander. And just on your part, on just an update on Wagner and the Polish border, and if you know anything that's going on. And also greetings from Belgium, from a new member, Kate Broom. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to answer the previously asked question regarding my knives. I'm a big fan of cold steel. During my early years in the army, like 2015 through to 2018, I had a cold steel Lowman, a very nice blade. In Ukraine, we have another knife producer known as Blade Brothers. They make beautiful knives for the Ukrainian military, but those are fixed blade knives. In Ukraine, like outside of the war zone, it's not really legal to carry those, but things like this are pretty much legal, and it's a cold steel Finn Wolf. The blade that I use for whenever I'm wearing uniform, it's very nice. It has this clip that you can attach to your pocket and carry it inside your pocket. It will never fall down or fall out. And for my other purposes, I use another one. This is a cold steel Voyager. It's bigger because size matters. And
you could hear it. You could hear it when you snapped it open. There was just more girth to the sound.
Yeah. It's a beautiful blade. I absolutely love it. The reason I took this one because it has perfect grip. It's absolutely beautiful. When you hold it, it's as if it's part of your hand, and I fell in love with it. So those are my two favorite knives that I have all the time with me.
Cold steel.
Yeah, they also sell katanas and Zweihanders, those two-handed swords. Maybe I should consider going to the front lines with katana. I'm not sure yet. Could be fun.
That'd be crazy. Get some video footage, just taking them down PlayStation 5 style.
To pay tribute to our Japanese allies, I would definitely go with AK and katana. Absolutely.
That'd be awesome. Super chat from Liam Wakefield in the chat there. My current favorite knife is from BPS in Ukraine. Do you recognize the name there, Starsky?
BBS?
BPS. So,
BPS.
Yeah, Boy Peter Starsky.
Not really. We have Skiff. We have BB, Blade Brothers, Bravo. BPS, I'm not sure.
I know there's at present there's quite a few people in the retro computer scene in Ukraine that are making very specialized little cartridges for old things that you can put an SD card in and play all your games and yada yada blah blah. It seems that you guys got a real healthy sort of retro 8-bit computer community going on over there. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also on Khreshchatyk, main street of Kiev, we have a museum of Apple computers.
Oh, cool.
You can literally go there and see like those Macintosh computers produced in like 79th, early 80th, with tape recorders and stuff like that. I saw my old G4 MacBook, G4, which was so cool. My Wi-Fi adapter burnt down for some reason, and I used like USB stick to connect to the Wi-Fi. But other than that, it was one of the best laptops that I had. And you can see all kinds of those, like those with see-through bodies. You know, they were very, very popular back then. The digital camera that
I
was
had one of the
produced.
quick take cameras way back when. I did the
Mhm.
Apple quick take something or other. It was like second or third edition before they gave up on it. They were made, I think, by Sony or Kodak or something for the most part.
Fuji,
But
Fuji.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. But yeah, they had some great stuff from back in the day. I remember for a little while I had one of the E-mates, which was like a Newton with a flip-up screen and the keyboard and the little pen, and you could carry it like a tiny little briefcase. It was meant for kids in school and stuff. I got it for $10 off somebody and just put it on my shelf as a curiosity for a couple years, right? You know?
Oh yeah, eMate
Yeah.
was like a small thing,
It was
and there was
awesome.
also in that museum there's also this first ever laptop, which looks like a huge freaking briefcase,
Yeah.
and they also have that like a notebook,
Hmm.
you know, like a digital notebook, which was
Right.
actually very, very successful in the early 90s because. As far as I remember, there was some guy who produced not the Apple, but some other guy who produced first notebook, and unlike other laptops and things like that, you only could make like text files on it.
Right.
No games, no unnecessary shit. Only like you could only work with your documents, which was amazing. Basically, 90% of people working on their PCs and stuff. That's the only thing they need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were they became very popular. So popular. So basically, I don't know. IBM and Mac could go bankrupt because of that. So.
Yeah.
There is a myth that they made a gathering, you know, like those evil Masons the Russians are talking about all the time. They made a gathering and they decided to buy the company, and nobody sold those notebooks ever since. But they were so good.
Yeah. I've heard this tale for sure. And I do believe there's a lot of merit to it because it's not unknown for people who really research into classic computers and where it all came from and started and whatnot. Oh, yeah, very much so. I could do Apple computer talk all day. I had one of the PowerBook Duos back in the day with the big dock, and the computer would slide into it, and I had the 15-inch CRT monitor on top and everything. That thing was badass. I loved it. You know, cost a fortune though. Holy God.
So do you want to go back and address the question on the Sulawesi Gap and Wagner?
Yes, and there was also a question from a super chat that I had to go back to because it was for Starsky, and we didn't get to do it because you were off getting your knife, and I don't want to miss it. So Level 70 had done a super chat for $13.99, and he said, "Sorry, I may have missed this, but is Starlink currently not working in Crimea at all? I heard this happened in 2022, but the U.S. government is paying for Starlink now. ... Like, are they not? You know?"
I cannot confirm or disconfirm that it doesn't work at this moment, but the fact is it didn't work in the area around Crimea. That's the reason why you didn't see our naval drones operating around Crimea much. So that's the answer. As for Wagnerites in Belarus, there is information that they will be making provocations on the border with Poland, but my personal concern is that they can use this situation to infiltrate European countries like Lithuania, Estonia, Finland, specifically Estonia, and the reason behind this is there are Russians in those countries, Russians who give zero fucks about learning local culture, local language, history of the countries they live in. At the same time, they ask for all kinds of rights and shit and respect, while they don't respect those countries whatsoever. And my concern is that Wagnerites could be used there to start uprisings like they did in Ukraine, in Donbass in 2014. So that's my concern. And basically, I think that Wagnerites on the Belarusian territory could be used for that purpose. So we should announce Wagner a terrorist organization worldwide.
Agreed. Agreed. At this point, it's so already set in stone in the mindset of 3/4 of the English-speaking world as it is, and probably half of everybody else as well. I mean, come on, you know. I got one more in. Christopher Ellis for 50 Romanian Lou or Lau, is it pronounced? I'm not really sure there. Been here since the Russians were massing on the border. So yeah, Romanian dollars, right? So or lua, you know what I mean?
Lei, I think.
Okay,
Lei.
yeah. I'm not bad at some pronunciations, but I mean, being Canadian, we got quite a few people around us, right? You know, from here and there and everywhere. But yeah,
I so just wanted to say, what?
Funny enough, I barely use with the flag behind me and all. People are always waiting for it. You know, it's funny, but I don't actually use it very much.
Tell you on that, Starsky, I've got one last really important question for you from the chat from Sweet 70433. We need to know: have you tried the sweet potatoes yet?
No, not yet. It's ordinary potatoes. Sometimes if you store them in the fridge for too long, they become sweet. Those I did try, but they're not good.
Sweet.
Sweet potato, I know that they exist, but I didn't try them yet.
I can recommend to you. I know my brother, as a pre-workout, he does a baked sweet potato with peanut butter on it. He says it's the best pre-workout energy thing that he could do. So maybe that'll entice you. You put some of the peanut butter on there, maybe you can do it.
I gotta try it then. Yeah.
No. It's a little odd, but it actually works well because they're kind of sweet, the sweet potato, and it goes well. It's kind of like peanut butter and jelly without the jelly, I guess. I don't know.
Someday somebody's going to explain to me the difference between a yam and a sweet potato.
I think it's just the way you decide, or what word you decide to use to describe the.
No, they are distinctly different.
They are distinctly different in color, and in shape, and growth. They are, and density actually. And don't ever make a sweet potato pie with a yam.
Actually, no, I've never seen that happen before, so there must be a difference. But when I'm scurfing them down with this and that and the other thing, it's pretty hard to tell. But who knows? We're coming up on our time limit, so I'll check over in the background to see if there's any super chat shout outs and whatnot to do, and we'll let Claire get one or two last questions in from the viewers and stuff.
Let me jump in the room and see where we are there.
Yeah.
There was a question about any update on, and it's an abbreviation. I don't know what this organization is, but it's GLSDB or SBD. A question on the GLSDB, Operator Starsky. Any news about it? That comes from Michael Michaels. If maybe they could tell me what the organization is, but
Michaels is talking about the guided bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That were received by the Ukrainian defenders from our allies, and those bombs are being used. They were used to strike Russian ammo storages a lot these days. They are very, very effective. And again, every time Ukraine receives weapons like that, it makes Russian rears burn big time. So thank you so much. We hope to see more of that.
Yeah, you need more on that front. In this one, I think is a good one to go out with as far as questions. There's a question from the chat. If you could not hear from any particular Russian propagandist again, who would he be? Like, just not hear from them ever again. Like, no voice. Like, never. Like, poof, gone, off the planet. Like, who would that be?
I think Solovyov, because Solovyov is like too toxic. Like, they are all toxic, but at the same time, they're funny. As for Solovyov, he's like he legitimately radiates this hatred and shit, and he never says anything original, anything fun, unlike other assholes. He's like too depressing, because when he lost his villa in Italy, he was very, very sad. Basically, I almost cried together with him, and he was like, "Why did it happen? Why? I didn't do anything wrong." It was beautiful, and probably Solovyov.
Oh, so he's like the annoying kind. Like, if you're going to be like, a propagandist, at least be a little funny about it. Give us some entertainment. You're saying he's just annoying, and we just need to get rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I would, I would literally spend a bullet for him.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid answer.
I would use a knife to deal with other propagandas, but probably this one deserves the bullet completely, because
It sounds like he's definitely annoying then. Okay.
yeah, his voice is too freaking depressive.
Before we end, the Sun Express threw in a $5 super chat. Question for Operator Starsky. We know a certain Ukrainian sniper loves little kittens. Was Operator Fluffy recruited to annex Miss Samsonova's heart?
Well, we will see. I'm not sure, because I don't want to talk much about the upcoming week. You will see yourself. But I will try to find a family for Fluffy with kids, probably.
Yeah.
I already decided an advertisement. I will go. Fluffy is the friendliest kitten ever, and it just sleeps all day long. It's trained. It is trained, because it's trained to use the litter box, and that it doesn't scratch, it doesn't eat things, it doesn't jump on people. It's absolutely friendly and cute, and I'm not lying, because it's cute. So yeah, that people will love it. People will take it like instantly, because I have like this closed litter. Because I'm a good daddy, I bought like a house, like huge house for Fluffy as soon as I got her, and this closed litter box that doesn't stink, with the doors and stuff. So people will take it like instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as none of your open wounds are showing when they come.
Yeah. That wasn't the cat. That's my girlfriend. She's out of control, man. Don't worry about it.
Like wear a hat, dude. Wear a hat.
Yeah. I hope good luck for you on that. I'm sure she's adorable. She's cute. So someone's going to take her for sure. Yeah. She's like little, so
they'll regret it, but they'll take her.
It's not her fault. She's little. She needs time and instruction and everything.
I was only kidding, but yeah.
Poor little thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Years ago, in my previous family, somebody gave my son a rabbit for a birthday, like a home rabbit.
Exactly.
And this rabbit like ate he destroyed my PC. Okay, he ate all the cords.
Isn't that crazy? They eat wires. Like, what's wrong with them? All rabbits get out and eat the wires in your house, like any cord you got.
They're not
like
carrots. I don't get it.
Like
because
they're
because
suicidal or something. I don't know.
it's natural. It's natural because
What?
they're looking for like things that look like plants, like those
How does an
stem.
electrical current cord look like a plant?
But it looks like that. The reason for that is because rabbits should not live in the houses.
They
No.
should
They're
be,
not
right.
made for
They
that.
should not, right.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
I
some
agree.
people are really good with having pet rabbits in the home and whatnot. Other people, I think it depends on like the rabbit, if it's like, come from a lineage that's been home cared and not just like, you found one and you bred it and now you got a pet. Because some people have great stories of rabbits as pets and others not so much.
I don't know about Starsky, but as a parent, I just request everybody do not gift rabbits. Let people buy their own rabbits.
Yeah,
Do
see,
not
Yeah.
gift rabbits to children, please, because they're not
Rabbits,
a good house pet at all.
Well,
yeah, rabbits require big territory because they need to run. They require huge territory.
And they need to be
And
socialized.
they
Yeah.
need to
Yeah,
fuck, from what I understand.
for example, cats, they can live at home. They like majority of times they feel stressed when you take them out because they are not explorers like dogs. Cats just need their territory, and a house like your apartment becomes their favorite territory, and they feel completely safe there. They know everything there. Dogs are explorers, so that's why you like to walk with dogs a lot, because they like to explore territory. Rabbits also need huge territory so they could run around and shit. Yeah. So the story with that rabbit that I had, eventually I found people with kids who wanted to have a rabbit, because I couldn't stand the father in my house, and like I like rabbits but not so much. And this woman was like, and he pees on the bed. I'm like, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he
And
does.
she's like,
They're free
and-
roaming. Like they won't be trained. Like you cannot train a rabbit to use a facility. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen. They go
Yeah.
wherever they are. That's it.
yeah, and she's like, does he pee and poop everywhere? I'm like, yeah, in the bed as well. And she's like, does he chew things? I'm like, yeah, big time. And she's like, does he chew cords as well? I'm like, oh yeah, all the time. And she's like, okay, we'll take him.
Wow.
He's an actual real rabbit, dude. Yep, he does all the stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess somebody needed a child, so they got a rabbit.
I mean,
don't
they
know.
can be. We did adore the rabbit, but it was a bit problematic. But my daughter did love the rabbit, but you had to watch it because it couldn't protect itself from chewing and getting itself into like really terrible predicaments with the wires and the cords and stuff. And you weren't allowed to watch television without paying attention to it. It would literally jump in front of the TV in front of you until you paid attention. They really want to socialize, like they need attention. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. If you have rabbits or kittens or younger dogs like pups, you have to cat-proof your house. It's impossible in my case because I have wires everywhere, and not only wires, all kinds of dangerous stuff that can kill animals, and not only animals. So it's very dangerous to keep them. Like I was lucky to have Fudge because when I got him, he was like 2 or 3 years old, something like that. And he didn't chew things. Basically, he's the perfect dog. He sleeps all the time. When I'm away, when he misses me, he grabs one of my slippers and he sleeps on it. Yeah, and he's a perfect dog. He likes to be cuddled and stuff. He likes to cuddle big time. And he doesn't tend to bite off my arms when I do it, or scratch me or whatever. So that's my type of animals. Kittens, well, I'm happy that she survived, which is good. I would not I would not forgive myself if I would just leave her there at the parking lot.
Yeah.
But she needs a better family. I already have kids, so and Fudge as well. So I will probably give her out and make sure that she's being treated well.
You've given her the opportunity to have a good life. You did your part. It doesn't mean you have to be there for the whole of it. Like, you did your part. You saved her. You know, you got her good health care, and now she can go to a good family and make some kids or someone happy. Like, yeah, you did real good.
Damn
you got
right.
a big heart. Yeah.
It wasn't me, a viewer in the chat there, member as well. It said, is there any way to address Commander McMillan and Claire in the chat directly? I would like to thank them. Guess what? You just did.
You just did, and you can always add, like, I don't know about Commander, but I'm in the chat. You can add my name. I'm the Claire View that's in the chat. That's the channel.
I'm not
And
in the
thank
chat,
you.
so I can't see anything.
Well, thank you for acknowledging us. That was very sweet.
Yeah,
That was-
I agree. We did go a little past our time there. Starsky, what do you think? Should we call our wraps here?
I guess because I have to prepare for the next week. It's gonna be a busy week, trust me.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I've got a youngster that needs to be fed and whatnot, and odd day and time today, so it gets in the way of his existence. God forbid.
Yeah, well, for you, Starsky, we wish you a safe and productive week and good sleep.
Damn right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so on that note, I think we're kind of done for the show today, everybody. Thanks a lot for showing up and joining us. The interaction we get's great. We really love it, everybody. Thank you, huge. Big shout out there to CF Beauty for running the Shills account and chatting with everybody and, you know, making it so we can actually listen to each other, but still know what's going on with, you know, little back end personal info and stuff. And our mods and everybody that helps out, huge thanks there. And to Commander McMillan, Claire, you know, as always, big thanks for joining and helping out and, you know, making the show more interesting. And I always try to remember to remind you to get on your government and make sure that local, regional, and national people are doing their part to support Ukraine. I love the fact that we can do this kind of fundraising and get the cash over, but if we pressure governments, holy shit, does real money start to flow. So let's pressure those damn governments. Stephen Walsh comes in with a huge super chat right at the end there. Let me hit the button. Boom! $100 super chat. Thank you, Stephen Walsh. What a viewer and member you are. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, as always, we like to just let Starsky have the last word of the day and send us off.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you, guys. You are awesome, and thank you for your support. Here in Ukraine, we all feel this support big time, civilians as well as military. And one thing for Huilo, also known as Vladimir Putin, do fuck off.
You hear that, Putler? Yeah.
Couldn't be said better.
Fuck you, dipshit. All right, we're out of here, fellow babies. Remember, if his first name's Vladimir and his last name's Putler, there's only one place he belongs, and that's in your sights. Kill them all and let a Norse god sort it out. Fuck them. Let's get out of here. Bye, all.
Wow.
It's over. Go home. Go.